Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the difference between power, current, and voltage, and also many other units that have something to do with electronics. So power is basically energy transfer over a given amount of time and is measured in joules per second or kilogram meter squared per second cubed, also known as the watt. Current is the measure of transfer of electric charge per second and is measured in ampere or coulombs per second. Coulomb is just equivalent to 6.242 times 10 to the 18 electron charges. And current is never negative or positive because it's just the same amount of charge is always there, regardless of which side you use. And voltage is the measure of electric potential, or the amount of energy transferred per the amount of charge transferred. You can think of it as how energetic the transfer of a set amount of electrons is, but any given electron in a wire will not travel very far, similar to how any given air molecule will not travel very far in a sound wave. Voltage is measured in kilogram meter squared second per second cube per amp, or kilogram meter squared per second squared per coulomb, or just joule per coulomb. And it's also just called volt. You can calculate it by dividing power by current. And voltage times current is power, and you can convert accordingly. Now, which of these is the most dangerous? Well, it's hard to say because they each measure different things, similar to how you can't say whether pressure or, say, whether force or energy is more dangerous because they measure different things. Now, if you look at power, is really good if you want to cook yourself. Current is really good if you want to shut off your brain because your brain uses electricity, and high current will basically it won't work anymore. And voltage is really good if you want each individual amount of current to be especially scary. And then here I have some other units. Resistance is how much voltage is needed for a set transfer of electrical charge. It is measured in volts per amp, or kilogram meter squared per second cubed per amp squared. And you can think of it as basically how much a material will resist an electrical current. Magnetic flux is the measure of how much angular momentum a set amount of charged particles has, or the total energy of a current. It is measured in volt seconds, or kilogram meter squared per second squared per amp. Magnetic flux can be used to derive magnetic flux density, which is the amount of flux per unit area, and is measured in kilograms per second squared per amp. Capacitance is the amount of charge needed to be stored in a material for a certain amount of voltage to be released. In other words, how well something can store a charge without releasing a voltage. It is measured in coulombs per volt, or amp squared second to the fourth, per kilogram per meter squared, which is an odd unit, but it works out.